Thanks and welcome to Guatemala City. The local time is 2:35. That was a very good landing with all the wind out there.
I traveled to Guatemala, walked through the marketplace, and there I experienced native patterns full of rich color. The bracelet. I purchased for less than 7 cents of the American dollar from the hands of a young boy whose mother made it, was so eager to sell. In exchange for the money for their survival, I was immersed in their culture. Months after returning home, I shopped in a melting pot store, and a bracelet reminded me of a place that I had been. The tag read, "Made in Guatemala." Yet how many consumers knew the story behind the bracelet that they wore, the family it supported, the significance it held to the culture? The fashion industry initiates. However, trend proclaimers, the media, and celebrities lead in endorsing cultural appropriation, giving fashionista and trendsetters the stamp of approval to defend the injustice. It's not just a style, it's culture. It's not a trend, it's tradition. There's a nonprofit, fair trade retail store that sustains cultural identity. We must look towards them as a positive model.
10,000 Villages is a fair trade retailer. We work with about 38 different developing nations around the world, and we work directly with them. So we have a group of 4 buyers that work with the artisan groups, and they go out to the countries at least once a year to work with the artisans right in their countries. So that really helps with getting to know the artisans, make sure that they are working safely and that they are, being protected. It also allows us to check up on, how they are, how things are going. A lot of our organizations have training programs that they do, so it allows us to check in on how the artisan groups are growing as not only artisans but people. A lot of the artisans that we work with have been with the company several years, up to 30 years, some of them. So we've really been able to take a journey with some of these people. So being able to go out to the countries, we can also see the cultures, and we get a lot of ideas for product development that way. The artisans stay there for several weeks to, like I said, just kind of get the culture, and they go to different markets to get different ideas. Product development happens in a lot of different ways. We are in North America, so we do need to make sure that the products that we have in the store will sell here to the North American market. But we don't want to abandon the artisans' cultural works. So we try to bring the two together. We try to make sure that crafts have those traditional values, but they're kind of spun in a way that makes them maybe more utilitarian, or scale maybe back color-wise, that maybe it becomes more neutral. So we work together with the artisans on that. It happens many different ways. We might think of an idea and go to them and say, is this possible for you to make something like this from what they've done previously? Or they might come to us and say, hey, is this a good idea? Or they could just start that collaboration together. So we really have to take a good step in the individual stores to promote that. So one, obviously, our customers coming into the store, we try to educate them as much as possible. Everything has a story, every single product, and we have databases that help us with that information. So when we get new products in, we can learn about them as much as possible, so that when a customer comes in and looks at that item, we have a plethora of information that we can tell them about the product, about how it was made, about the artisan group that made it, and sometimes even about the specific person that made it. With our databases is all printable, and it's on our website as well. So we are able to print that out for customers. It will have information about the product, information about the artisan group, and a little blurb about what our mission is and our website. So when you're giving that gift, if you're giving that information as well, you're really educating.
Educate yourself and others on cultural appropriation. Shop ethically to support cultures that are in need to be sustained. Immerse yourself in diversity so you can truly understand the importance of and strive for a culturally competent society. Though that is my bracelet, just as the culture, it will always belong to them.